tracks, and they'd walk the short distance over to Auschwitz-Birkenau. There's a memorial placard showing a visualization of the arrival of a transport and what went on, away from Birkenau. Of course, none of this was here. The trees weren't here outside us. So they get off the train, and what they would see is they wouldn't see a house with wind things and a very nice, beautiful chalet. But what they'd see nothingness all the way over to the camp itself. And it would have walked down here and do a little turn, and you'll see for yourself that just how close everything was. So they would walk this way. This is a picture of where we are and where the camp is and so forth. So you see this picture here. A is the rail station of Auschwitz, the city. B and B1 were where prisoners arrived, Soviet prisoners initially, and others arrived to the Auschwitz I camp, which is down below. And then we're at C right now. We're at C, which is the Judenramp, the railway siding and unloading platform known as the Judenramp. And just up in front of us here, D is the enormous camp that was known as Auschwitz-Birkenau, Auschwitz II. So we're walking on that road down toward the camp. So people got off here, and thousands and thousands of them got off here, and they walked over a short distance to Birkenau. Let you read that yourself. 500,000 people from this area. Many homes that were built in the 1960s in this neighborhood. You can see in the distance part of the camp. Very far down this road, at the end of this road is Auschwitz-Birkenau, which I can see. I'm not sure how well you can see it on the camera, but it'll get bigger and bigger as we walk closer. As along this way, there's an interesting place come here on our left that I went to 3 years ago, and it's still here, which is good. It's art exhibit called the Fountain of Tears, run by a man who is from Canada, who lived most of his life on a kibbutz in Israel, who's not Jewish, but is an artist. And the Fountain of Tears inside here is a very interesting exhibit comparing the crucifixion of Christ to the Holocaust and suffering. It's sort of a, it's you got to see it, I guess. You go on YouTube and there's videos of the gentleman who runs this place and what it's like inside here, but it looks like it's not open now, or let's see what the door says, I guess. But anyway, before I go there, you can just say here's this place called the Fountain of Tears with the art exhibit inside, and you can start to see the main gate at Auschwitz, Birkenau. I'll come back to this road in a minute. Interesting place this is. Nice guy, but very interesting, controversial exhibit. The gentleman said when he was building this, a lot of the neighbors, people who residents of the village of Brzezinka, were wondering, what's he doing? Who is this guy? And he said, yeah, interestingly and strangely enough, and it speaks of anti-Semitism, many of them were relieved when he said he's not Jewish and not building a Jewish museum. But he had not yet shown the community what was inside there in 2019 when I went there to meet with him and see the exhibit. And he said, I'm not really sure how this will be received by the community when I do show it to the public, because they were relieved I was not Jewish, but this is a very controversial comparison and things. I'm not sure who would upset more. It would upset Jews more or Christians more, because it's sort of a anyway, if you're intolerant, well, anyway, I digress. So anyway, we're moving closer and closer to Auschwitz-Birkenau, and this is the road that many people took. 500,000 people, mostly Jews, took on their way from the train to the death camp. And there's a chicken. To my right is a museum upstairs, a bookstore downstairs, a little cafeteria, and a big parking lot for those who come to Birkenau. It's been expanded every time I've come. It's gotten bigger, from 2013, 16, 17, 19. I'm not sure if it got any bigger in the last 3 years because of the craziness of the world, but it kept expanding and expanding. That's the main road in. This is obviously not a main road. It's much busier over there, and soon to be busy over here as well when we meet up with that. Buses coming and going all day. This road's all new. This road did not exist a few years back. Nor did that road over there. Or at least not the way it looks now. And here we are. This is the main gate of Birkenau. This is the rail track, the rail that after 1944 people came in on. This used to be an open road, you could drive on it. No longer is this the road, so they've closed this road off and built a new road to bypass the road in. I've driven on this road